chapter 20, verse 9. Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajju gira tushnim shayanah prak yadvat brahmanah niyama atyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamat yaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanah pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanam pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah tushnim shayanam pragyadvat brahmana niyamatyaye Mataji's Shrutva parjanya ninadam mandukah sasrajur girah Tushnim shayanach prakyadvat Brahmana niyamachyaye Shrutva, hearing, Parjanya, of the rain clouds, Ninadam, the resounding, Manduka, the frogs, Sasrijuhu, emitted, Giraha, their sounds, Tushnim, silently, Shayana, lying, Prag, previously, Yadvat, just as, Brahmana, Brahmana students, Niyama Acyaye, after finishing their morning duties. The frogs, who had all along been lying silent, suddenly began croaking when they heard the rumbling of the rain clouds. In the same way that Brahmana students who perform their morning duties in silence begin reciting their lessons when called by their teacher. Purport. Srila Prabhupada comments, after the first rainfall, when there is a thundering sound in the clouds, all the frogs begin to croak, like students suddenly engaged in reading their studies. Students are generally supposed to rise early in the morning. They do not usually arise of their own accord, however, but only when there is a bell sounded in the temple or in the cultural institution. By the order of the spiritual masters, they immediately rise, and after finishing their morning duties, they sit down to study the Vedas or chant Vedic mantras. Similarly, everyone is sleeping in the darkness of Kali Yuga, but when there is a great Acharya, by his calling only everyone takes to the study of the Vedas to acquire actual knowledge. Translation one more time. The frogs, who had all along been lying silent, suddenly began croaking when they heard the rumbling of the rain clouds. In the same way that Brahmana students who perform their morning duties in silence begin reciting their lessons when called by their teacher. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swamini Chinamine. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Chinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shrutva Parjanya Ninadam Mandukah Satrijurgirach Tushnim Shayanach Pragyadvat Brahmana Niyamachyaye. We had such experience in Mayapur. We lived in a house which was almost all around was fields, and in Mayapur usually rainy seasons, all the fields they filled up with water, and then it become a very good place for frogs to live in. So they really very excited when rain soon will begin, because as far as I know, it's kind of wedding season for them. I mean, they grow in quantity after rain every time, so very excited. As they begin to grow like anything, you can, even if you don't hear this rain sounds, by this croaking of frogs, you can understand that soon there will be some rain falling down. So in the same way, there is a comparison here that students, when Acharya tells them, you study the Vedas, they start to recite the Vedas. Before that means comparison done regarding morning time, in the sense that students usually wake up, they chant Gayatri, they worship sun god, they worship Vishnu, they chant Gayatri mantra, Brahma Gayatri. And then at some point of time, Acharya tells them that now you should chant some particular Veda, depends on the line in which they are studied, in line which their guru is connected to. So it's quite sad that we can see this picture of frogs and rain till now, but this picture of students, brahmacharis, who follows the order of Acharya and chant Veda, nowadays it's not seen. So it looks like previously it was quite common everywhere. I mean, it's Bhagavatam doesn't tell any things which is disconnected from reality. So all these examples, they was very known to the people previously. So Gurukul is very important part of society. This studies of boys, because that's where they get knowledge of spiritual reality. That's where they get qualities. That's where they learn how to be obedient, how to follow the senior, how to offer proper respect to everyone, how to deal properly. And without this Gurukul system, we can see now that all world in complete mess, because nobody follows anyone, everyone only against their own interest. That's the main point. That's how people now thought from the very beginning. That main thing, it's you and yourself. Aham mama, you need to get a good job, you need to get a good education for that matter, and then you will get a lot of money, and then you will be happy. That's the whole idea. But we can see that they align, even from material point of view, it doesn't work. Because a lot of people, they go to schools and they go to university, but how many of them are really have a lot of money and really happy? Not so many. I mean, only a few. And also this happiness, I mean, of course, from our point of view, from absolute point of view, it's not a happiness at all. It's just illusion in which they are standing, material happiness. But the point is that even from material point of view, not many of child who go into this system, they become happy. And if somebody looking like what's going on right now in the world, you can see it's complete disaster, because people, they very disturbed. I mean, they always disturbed in Kali Yuga, but like I can compare in this body, I have experience for like how it was 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and now it's really become much worse. Previously, people was much more sane, much more stable, much more fixed, and like for example, this Basagosh Prabhu, when last time he was here, he gave this recent sample. It was in January, I believe, he was here, and he told us there was a case in Europe at that time. It was one of the first such cases when somebody takes a car and goes into, how to say, mob of people, and some people died, some people were injured, and now it's become like a normal practice, because almost every week such news from different parts of the world. Some guy takes a car and goes into some gathering of people, and it becomes just like a normal, like Guru Maharaj gave lecture, I believe it was 2020, and why shooting in school will continue. So at that time it was quite, I mean, not normal, you can say. It was kind of new to the society in Europe, that somebody, usually it's, I mean, sometimes it's adults, sometimes it's a student of the same school, they take some weapon and they go into school and start to shoot indiscriminately all the persons there. So, and Guru Maharaj explained that it's because of lack of training and also because of sinful activities which all the people now in common they perform, so they had to get the results of these actions. But now it's become almost like normal. Like in the same way as previously this chanting of Vedas of the students was quite normal sound in the villages, now became sound of shooting someone. It's normal. In some parts of USA, it's just some areas, now it's in Europe also, where you know that if you will go, you will be killed for sure, because some gang is there, or they will see what is the color of your skin. If you are, usually it's, I will say this, usually it's done by black people in USA, and in Europe now also all this migrants from south, they come in and they're very aggressive. Why so? Because they're not trained from the very beginning of life how to deal with other person. And Chanakya Pandit, he explains this in few lines actually. Who is a Pandit? Who is a person with whom you can deal, and who is a person of whom society should be consist of? So he tells that we should see each woman as a Mataji, as a mother, Paradraveshu Lostravat. We should see others' wealth as a trash. It should be insignificant to us. We shouldn't think about how much money this person have, how much money this person have, like that. And Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. We should act in the same way to the other living entities as we want others to treat us. So if only these three basic points will be taught, of course in Gurukul a lot other things also taught to the students, not only this, but only these three basic points will be enough for making peace in society. Because if nobody will look on other women's as an object of satisfaction, if everyone will not go after others' wealth, if everyone will not be cruel to others, then it will be a normal society. And of course, all this is possible only on the basis of Krishna consciousness nowadays, because only if we will teach this just on material basis, it will not make any sense to the people in general. They will not have piety to change the qualities, because that's karma of people in Kali Yuga. They have bad karma, means they should suffer. They have a lot of ugra karma done in previously, and they does a lot of vikarma in the present time. So they have to suffer, and only Krishna consciousness widely spread can put to the end all these inclinations in the hearts of the people. That's what Srila Prabhupada told also in the end of the purport, that when Acharya calls, then everyone wake up and start to study the Vedas. So that's what we can see practically. Srila Prabhupada came, and all world, not only Western world, but India also was in the darkness of Kali Yuga. But then Srila Prabhupada, he revived this collectively and also personally. We can see that how Srila Prabhupada impact on our lives. I mean, those who raised in devotees families, they don't know, because from the very beginning you was lucky enough to be in devotees association and society of devotees. But most of us came with we have some background. We have previous life, which we still, I mean, we have a lot of previous lives, but we have previous life, particular in this body, which we remember right now. And we can compare what was before we met Srila Prabhupada, before we met, I mean, in the form of his book. It was a complete disaster. I mean, we can understand that if we would continue our lives as we did, it would be complete disaster. We would be finished totally. But only by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada now, for the last, how much? 50, 60 years, world got some hope. And Guru Maharaj, for the last few years, he often mentioned this in lectures that it's by the distribution of Bhagavad Gita as it is in India, a big change in consciousness from impersonal consciousness to personal consciousnness did happen. Because previously he told that when you start to speak with someone about Bhagavan, there was a strong confrontation. No, it's all impersonal, no, Bhagavan, all these ideas of Shankara and others was prominent. But now, due to widespread of Bhagavad Gita as it is, people in general, they start to acknowledge that yes, there is a Krishna, he is a person. So this concept came to life, and it's only by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And on the West also, I mean, on the West there was nothing, just complete darkness from the beginning till the end. And only by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, this concept of personality of Godhead came into life of people, because previously people didn't know anything at all. Guru Maharaj also mentioned in a few lectures that that was maybe one of the main contributions of Srila Prabhupada, that he brought this concept of personality of Godhead, because previously people, they don't have anything in this mind, in their minds about this. And also some like secondary effects we can observe in Western society due to spread of Srila Prabhupada's books. It's that previously almost everyone was meat eaters. Like it was considered that you are crazy if you are taking vegetables, if you're what is the word, vegan, not the proper word, if you follow vegetarianism. But nowadays it's become more, how to say, more people, what is the word, it's become like a trend in society to be a vegan, to be for animals. And what is the reason except distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books which can get this result? I mean, any idea? Only by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, devotees gave this mercy to the society, and it flows, and it changes the heart of the people, changes the karma of the people. Otherwise, there would be no croaking and no chanting of the Vedas at all. There would be just a rainy storm and just darkness. That's all. Yeah, regarding the Gurukul also can be said that we needed not only the Gurukul, but we need the whole society, which is called Varnashram Dharma. Because only Gurukul, I mean, of course it's better than nothing, but experience shows, and also instructions of Srila Prabhupada, that we need much more than only Gurukul, because where students of Gurukul will apply knowledge which they get in Gurukul, that's the whole point. Because otherwise we have only temple, Gurukul, and this materialistic society. So that's why we need farms, that's why we need Varnashrama colleges. That was the system of Srila Prabhupada, that people will join the temples by the preaching, and then they will be trained, they will be reformed by these Varnashram colleges. And also that was part of education for small boys, that they will go through Gurukul, and there they will get common spiritual education, and then they will go through Varnashram college, so that they will be taught accordingly, according to their inclinations. Without that, I mean, it's quite difficult times. Like in Mayapur, they was running Gurukul for, it's already for more than 30 years. I believe it's already 40 years right now. And where is all that boys? I don't want to say that it was in a vain. It's what should be done, but I mean, I know personally these boys who was trained there, and who now are adults, who now are big men, and most of them, they was frustrated after coming out from Gurukul, because where is the environment where they can apply all the skills which they was taught? Like, you know, schedule also in Gurukul was quite heavy, because they had to wake up at 2 o'clock, then they had to chant all the rounds before Mangalarati, then Mangalarati, then after Mangalarati they did all the puja, because they had a lot of deities in Bhaktivedanta Academy. And then they full of seva, fire sacrifices, deity service in the temple, and kids was really excited, because, I mean, how you taught them, that's how they will act. But after Gurukul, they finish it, and you know, the Samavartan ceremony, they pulled out by the bull on this cart, and then what? So yeah, like, goodbye. I mean, devotees who run Gurukul, of course, they was doing their best, and I mean, we need to get credit to them, because it was really full giving of their energy, and they was really trying hard to do the best and to give Krishna consciousness to the children. But what was after that? That's the whole story, actually, because it's only material world, materialistic society, where you need to work hard, and where you need to get education to work hard. And in society of devotees, just a few who find their place and now live, have some seva and some income from, I mean, it's different situations, but usually it's like that. So without full picture of Varnashram, without farm communities, without Varnashram colleges, still all system will not work properly, will not be complete, like circle will not be complete. Like there is a communities of Catholic groups in USA, at least, which still function in like they functioned 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Means they live on the land, they don't have electricity, they still practice their what we can call like spiritual practices. I mean, yeah. So why? Because they have the system of education inside their community, and they have also facility to live your life fully with your family inside the community. And some these groups, they allow children when they're 16 years old to go to the world to see how it goes there, because they're very closed. They don't allow any phones, anything to be in contact with the other world. So mainly children, they don't know what's going on outside. And when they continue their study, they allowed to go outside and to see whether they're interested in the outside world or not. And they can make a choice, like whether you want to go to the outside world and live there, but then you will not be allowed to return. Or you continue to live with us happily as we taught you, and all the facilities are there. And in most cases, of course, children, they choose to be inside the society, because they already taught like this. They know how it works, and they don't need to go anywhere for any means. But we have different story altogether right now, so it's a big challenge for everyone who runs gurukuls, because it's not only gurukul, it's also Varnashram college, and it's also the whole society. I mean, it's a place where all these skills will be applied, and where kids can get income in the form of not money ideally, but in the form of grains and milk and all other things which is required for life. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada it's possible, because Srila Prabhupada was a very practical person, and he didn't give us anything which is not accessible. So with his mercy we can Mukam karoche vachalam pangum langhaete girim. It's by Guru's mercy impossible becomes possible. Like there was one story in this regard in Ukraine 30 years ago, when this USSR collapsed, and all these countries which was in this union, they started to live separately. So some devotees in Ukraine, they was in very close touch with the kind of ruling party in Ukraine at that time, and they was like in friendly relationships. So when all this collapse of USSR happened, this party came to devotees and asked, look, like, we know you're a good guy, we inspired by you, so what can you offer to us as a how to say, as a way to rule our country? Like, can you advise us? And devotees, they understood at that point of time that they cannot say anything. They can say that, you chant Hare Krishna, worship the deities, but what practically these people should do in questions of ruling the country, they was not able to say. But what I'm pointing out here is that Krishna can give us opportunities of which we cannot think even of. Like, who can imagine that, Trump will come to his devotees and say, look, like, how to manage affairs in my country. But by Krishna's mercy, everything can happen. So we just need to stick to the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, of the spiritual master, and we will see what is the Krishna's plan. Because who would expect that Srila Prabhupada's mission will come to success? Yeah. He was alone, old man, in foreign country, without money, but he will stick to his Guru Maharaja's instructions, and that's why he got full success. I will finish here. Is there any questions or additions?